What's up guys, back again with the My Worst series. So I guess I'll talk about my worst job since that was a pretty popular request. I told you guys about my first job, and my first job was pretty stupid too though. I was working in an airport, but that wasn't like the worst job that I ever had. I think the worst job that I ever had was working at Skyline Chili. First of all, Skyline Chili is ass. If you've never heard of Skyline Chili, it's basically chili and spaghetti noodles. Just disgusting. How are you gonna work at a restaurant that you don't even like their food? What are you doing? That was my first mistake. I only worked there for 2 weeks. The entire 2 weeks that I worked there, didn't know what the hell I was doing. Pretty much, I didn't know how to use the register, and it was really awkward when I was around the register and nobody else was around and customers would come up to it and I would just look at it and be like, I'll be right back, I'm gonna go get somebody. So I pretty much avoided the entire register area. There was nobody there that was my age. I was the youngest person that worked there. The next age above mine, which I was 16, so the next person was like 24. It was mostly middle-aged women, few Mexicans. So the Mexicans, let me tell you, when you work with Mexicans, they will always talk shit about you in Spanish if they don't like you. So you got the middle-aged women always talking about their kids, you got the Mexicans talking shit about you in Spanish, and then there's me looking at all the customers trying to figure out how they're eating chili and spaghetti noodles together. I feel like that should be two separate things, but whatever. So I remember when I worked there, I wasn't really like allowed to do anything. Like I just pretty much would take out the trash and I would do dishes. The only good thing that I liked about the job was that we got free drinks. So I remember I would always get a root beer when I got there, and then I'd fill up another root beer, and then maybe 2 or 3 more just to get me through the shift. I'm trying to figure out really what the worst part of this job was, because I also remember the first week that I started there, I was grounded from my phone. So when I was there, I didn't have a cell phone to just text on. So I would work like 4 or 5 hour shifts, no cell phone, no one to talk to, no idea what I'm doing. Nobody really trained me on anything either. Like they would just kind of like, they would show me this and they would just like, here, do it, just figure it out. I mean, is there like a manual or anything? How do you make a, what is this? Last week that I was there, they wanted me to start cooking, and so I remember I got on the table. It was like a Saturday afternoon during lunch, and the person would take the orders on the register up front, and then it would come back to the kitchen, and there were like these monitors on like the ceiling, and they were showing us like what to make. And so I remember the whole time I was just sitting there with the menu, and I would see something come up on the monitor, and then I'd find it on the menu. I'd be like, all right, what the hell goes on this? And I would just start throwing things together, and I'd just throw it in a bag and ship it off to the register. Got a lot of customer complaints about me and my cooking skills. Wasn't really up to par with the middle-aged women, but that's okay. Not about that life. It's just horrible when you get thrown into a work environment and no one trains you. They're just like, here, just watch me do everything and then just do what I do. Something that really frustrated me about this job, just to end the video, was that you got these little cards, and when you got there to clock in, you would swipe your card on the register and it would clock you in, and then when you left, you swiped your card and it clocked you out. And I lost my card on like the 3rd day of working there. I don't even know why they couldn't just make me a new card, but they didn't. And so she was like, oh, I'll just write all your times on this little sheet of paper. And so she ended up losing track of how long I was working. So I didn't get paid as much as I should have. But then again, I wasn't really doing anything, so I'm not really complaining. It's just kind of frustrating at the time. But anyway, so I'm out of here. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave it a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, just like the video anyway. Just do it.
You should know the motto. My time is my money, and I always need more. So fuck sleep, 'cause I got a lot of bills, and nobody gon' pay them but me. Fuck sleep. You could chill while I stack these bills. Why you think these bitches love me?